You are now tuned into another episode of Black Girls Den podcast brought to you by Alicia's Productions.
Welcome back to another episode of the Black Girls Den podcast with your girl, Alicia, the host. I'm a small town girl with a bigger dream. I have my guest with me, Lakisha Morris. We're going, I'll share some information in just a minute, but this is a safe space where we want to keep it real, raw, and relatable. We say the secret unit in, so make sure you grab a drink or grab a snack so we can share our stories, life experiences, and wins. I have a new series and it's called Small Town Girl, but we got bigger dreams. And I'm talking to entrepreneurs that are in the city about the benefits and challenges of growing up in a small town, but feeling like they want more. So today I have Lakisha. She's the founder of Pink Batter Studio, where creativity meets community through hands-on cake decorating experiences through the city. She is known for empowering others to overcome imposter syndrome, embrace their purpose, and walk in confidence. Lakisha inspires those around her to break through mental barriers and live with intention. And I love that. That is so cool. So today we're going to chat about how she got to where she was today, future plans, But first, I want to let y'all know that we're drinking lemonade. Well, I am, okay? Because sometimes you got to turn lemons into lemonade and do whatever best you can do where you're at. So, just a little something right there for that. So, yeah, how are you doing today? How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm, making it.
We all making it.
Yes, a day at a time.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Well, thanks for joining me today. Yes. I do want to say that I actually met her at one of her events, but I didn't know you were following Black Girls Den before that. So shout out to you. I met you twice.
Yes,
I met you at an event. It was like the women's something.
I think it was a new event, like Network of Entrepreneurial Women. I think it was.
No, it was the thing where you it was a pop-up shop thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like Valentine's. Wow. That's wow.
Okay.
And I tried your cookie or something like that. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to your event. And then I went to the Black History. I love that event.
Yes,
That's actually,
so much fun.
I did like a solo date kind of there event, and that was really, really cool. I definitely enjoyed that. You also can check that blog out on my channel, though. I did a whole blog about it. But so she does do events around the city. In Louisville, Kentucky. Do you travel? Do you go other places? Or?
I haven't traveled yet, but I will travel.
Okay, yeah. So she'll travel, but home base 502. Okay.
Yes.
So if you usually watch this podcast, you know that I do a TV and T segment. But today, for this series, I'm going to do a segment called Dream Chaser Diaries. Okay. So we're going to get into her business, talk to her a little bit about her dreams. Figure out some different things, that can inspire, help, or educate other people who are in small towns who have dreams and want to do things, but just don't really know what to do. So make sure you listen, get your notebook, and tap in.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Like this, comment, and subscribe, okay? And share with a friend.
Yes.
So I want to start off with something like positive, that's good. So I want to say, what's one goal you set out that you have already achieved?
So I'm a goals girl. I set a lot of goals.
Okay.
But one thing I can say that I set out to do that I achieved was adding teaching as a component of my business. So I love to teach, and that's huge for me. And so I wanted to incorporate that. And so I was I set out, I went to a networking event and I was I'm going to meet one connection today that's going to get me to teaching. And I did. And it's since then I've just been taking off. So, yeah.
And for the classes, like the cake decorating classes?
Yes.
Because before you were just doing...
Only baking. I was only doing cakes, birthdays and weddings. So I was this year I really wanted to beef that up in my business. I started last year with my connection with doing classes. And I was we taking this thing to the next level. Yeah. Okay,
you did it because she's out here teaching classes, so
yes.
Yay for goals. So you got another goal now?
Yes. I have lots of them.
You're did that go? On to the next one.
Right, yeah.
So on the latter half, what's one goal that you set out that you didn't achieve? I don't know if you want to call it a failure. You could say that it didn't work out, but just something if it's small.
So there's been so many of those along the way, and you can't call them failures, but they also teach you, right? You learn in failure. One thing I did recently was I started a GoFundMe. I've been trying to get my own like stall at Logan Street Market, and that GoFundMe has not taken off. I have not raised.
Do you post it that much?
So I was posting it consistently, and so I think maybe mentally, like I kind of started feeling like maybe I need to do this. I don't know. So that's been a struggle because I did not meet the goal when I wanted to. So I would say that's a goal that I set that I have not hit, and so I'm not giving up on that goal. But sometimes it can sting a little bit when you're working towards something and it's just not happening the way you want it to.
Yeah. I will say I didn't even see your GoFundMe. I do be seeing your posts though, but maybe that's because I seen it after. Maybe. Right. Maybe, but yeah, definitely should keep that goal because there's a lot of little different like pop-up.
Logan
Market Street. So yeah, Logan Market Street is a like. What do you call it? Like
it's kind of like a collaborative space. It's got a lot of great small businesses in it. There are a lot of opportunities. So I know they do like pop-ups. So that's something I'm kind of playing around with too. But then they also have like stalls that you can rent. Yeah. And they have certain business hours. So people can come and shop with you every single day.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's kind of like one of those type of malls, but I can't really remember what type of malls it's called.
Yeah.
To do it. But yeah, okay. Well, you need a share so you can make that go. Okay. So when you were younger, did you always dream of being an entrepreneur?
That's a great question. So I don't think I dreamt of being an entrepreneur, but I knew I did not want to be like tied down traditionally. Like every time people would be like, well, what do you want to do? Like I had so many things. Like I wanted to do all the things. I could never like narrow it down. So I think being an entrepreneur allows me to kind of live in that. I'm a creative, so it kind of lets me live in that and just create as much as possible. So I think it just works perfectly for my personality.
Okay, that's cool. When did you like make your first cake? Start baking, I should say.
So that was in 2015. My daughter was about to turn 1, and I was being like a crazy mom. I was stalking Pinterest, and I was looking at all the things, trying to make her first birthday party like the best. And you see moms that do that, and they're like, they're not even going to remember this. But I was like, I don't care. Like, I want it to be like this grand party. And so to save money, I was like, I'm going to make her cake versus ordering one. And I did that, and I was like, that was so cool. That was a lot of fun. So I started doing it for my nieces and nephews, then my church, and then it's like, boom, now I'm like, I want to do this for everybody.
You know what's crazy is that they say that overnight success is 10 years. You started 10 years ago. It's 2025.
Yeah. So listen, okay.
Later, right? They be talking about overnight stuff like, and it be like 10 years. So you started from your daughter's birthday cake, and now look what you're doing. Like you're teaching, you're having classes, like you're doing the whole shebang.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of growth.
Yes, clap it up. I'd be like, child, 10 years is a long time, but but shout out to the years, okay? Yes. So let people know that sometimes it takes a while.
It does.
And how you start though, like you started with cake, and that's kind of how people start. Like, okay, I don't want to pay for this, let me do this, or I don't want to do this, let me,
Exactly.
But from a birthday cake to like now you're doing cake decorating classes. That's amazing. That's awesome, and it kind of shows the growth that we'll get into. But it's been like 10 years. You've been in the city, so like it definitely like kind of shows that consistency. So that's really good. What was I gonna say? Oh, what TV shows inspired you to become who you are today, if they did, if any?
So I watched a lot of TV. I think we all did in the 90s. Like, we had some really good shows though. So I have like a handful of them, like Moesha, Living Single, Cosby Show. What's the other ones? Oh, A Different World is another one that's like really cultural, like like really wholesome shows. And then Martin. I love Martin.
Martin, yes. The first time I actually watched Martin was like in college.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't watch Martin when I was younger. No.
Yeah.
I didn't remember the Jamie Foxx show a little bit, but Martin was like my nighttime show, like when I was just chilling. I was cracking up.
Hilarious.
And I watched it like all through college, and then I honestly never watched A Different World, but I'm starting it this year.
That's like this year. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't know. I knew about the Cosby Show, I guess, and the Moesha, but I forgot about Moesha. Came out like in the late 90s.
Yeah, I think it was later 90s. Yeah.
And I was in 2000. I was already on Disney Channel. And so,
You never made the switch over.
Yeah, okay. So I didn't really watch Moesha, but I was on Disney Channel, Nickelodeon. So that's interesting. And a couple years ago, I watched Living Single.
Okay,
like all 6 seasons because it was on like. When it came out.
Right.
I don't really know when it came out, but from that.
Yeah.
So Living Single's on the board. So yes, we try to talk about TV shows and like how it relates to us and different things like that.
Right.
So you did mention Living Single?
Yes, yeah.
So I wanted to ask, did you feel like watching Living Single made you think that you had to like move to like a big city to chase your dreams?
Not necessarily. One of the things I like really about all those shows is like just how culturally rich they were, and then like it showed wealth in a different way, like wealth in relationships. I think that's something that's kind of like undervalued, and that's something that I wanted. Like just seeing all the friends like hanging out, living together, growing together, and so I think that's what's inspirational for me, is trying to build and cultivate relationships that is another form of wealth. It helps you get you to different levels. It helps us all grow together.
I love that you said that too. I feel like they kind of played us in Living Single, but I like the wealth thing that you said, because your friendships could be wealth, and like people think like, well, they say all the time, like people think that your car or your money is wealth, whatever. But it's like your relationships really are wealth, and how you navigate them, how you go about things, and like it can literally get you in rooms that people don't know. So I really like how you said that. But I said Living Single players, because when you get older, like now, people want to live by themselves. Like you don't live with friends. Like so you're thinking, I was like, dang, because in college you live with friends, but you're like, after college, it's gonna be lit. Like I'm gonna live with my friend, we're gonna have fun. Everybody living by themselves, nobody talk to each other. So I'm like, Living Single now. Okay, maybe back in the 90s, but now it's not even like that. Like it's just so different. But I definitely think that cultural aspect definitely does come in that. But I really did like the point about the wealth and the friendships. I think that is something that people don't value as much now with social media and I feel like social media really kind of changed how we connect, and I'm guilty of that too, because I'll send a text in a heartbeat. Like I'm a texter, I just like that, and so I think just trying to find ways to connect physically with people, just kind of get out and build relationships. Those things are so important. Yeah, and I feel like people don't take that. I take it personally. I like connecting and I like relationships, but I don't really feel like people really think about it and correlate it, because it's so much happening in this world. It's just like, I don't know if it's like the learnings, but even living by yourself, now that's so peaceful. And I'm not saying that it's not, but like, so people are like, why am I going out to the world when I can be in my house and I got peace at my house? I don't got to worry about nothing. I'm safe. I'm fine. So I feel like, not that that's a disconnect, because that's something that people do think about, because the world is crazy now. But I feel like when people get to a certain age, you're just like, I'm safe. I'm chilling at my house. Like I got my TV show. I got my wine. Like why do I want to leave? And rent so expensive. They like, and I want to pay. And I want to really enjoy what I'm paying for. Okay?
Right. Exactly.
So it's like, I don't know, but well, that's good. So you said that you felt like it helped you like with cultural and different things like that. So you never really felt like you had to move to a bigger city?
No, so I guess my entrepreneurial journey is still I feel like it's kind of new. It's been 10 years, but I still feel like, I'm serious, I still feel like a baby in the industry, like a newbie. And so I feel like I'm learning a lot. And I do think Louisville definitely does have that like small city feel. I think that sometimes it can be cliquish. It's all about who you know and things like that. But I'm learning a lot kind of like as I go. And I think that there are more opportunities, obviously, if you move to a bigger city. But I think there's something special about building community in a smaller city, because more people know each other. You get to, when you are in a circle like you're in, and then you get to meet and connect with more people. So I don't necessarily feel pressure to move my business like somewhere else. Really, I'm just trying to thrive where I'm at right now. And I would love to like be a franchise and grow and be in other cities. Like that would be dope. Right now, I'm good. I got enough on my plate. I'm good with what I got. So.
I understand. You said, so you were saying to trying to have that network. And so what would you say about someone that maybe is trying to build that network in the smaller cities? I know you were saying like that's kind of how you were able to make your rounds and different things like that.
Right.
What advice would you give for someone who was, trying to get out there to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I would just encourage you to do it. I've called myself an introvert. I think I'm like a hybrid. I'm like half introvert, half extrovert. So it just depends on the situation. But so connecting for me, I've realized as I've gotten older how important that was. So I saw those shows like we talked about, Living Single, when I was younger, but I didn't really have the opportunity. I didn't have a lot of extended family. We moved here from Arizona, and so we didn't have, it was just my mom and her kids. It was just us, and I had an aunt and cousins, but we didn't really connect a lot. And so I felt isolated, like family-wise, and then friendships. I didn't know that friendships were important. Like I didn't start making friends like people that you hang out with, you go over their house. So I was much older. Like I'm talking about 6-7 years ago. And so my whole life, I've not had like close friends, and so understanding like your connection, your circle, your network is like what's going to help you. And so get out, talk to people. COVID kind of threw me back into my introvertness because I was just like, oh, well, the law says we ain't got to go outside and talk to people right now. So, but as much as you can, like just get in spaces where you can talk to people, and maybe find a buddy, like take a buddy with you that can be like what they call it, like the wingman. You need a wingman networking, like take them with you so they can introduce you and get you talking or whatever it takes.
Yeah. So what was that shift of like, okay, I need friends, or like, okay, I need community? Was it when you started your business, or was it kind of before, or like?
So that's a great question. It was all kind of happening at the same time. One of the things I was doing simultaneously while starting my business, which I don't recommend, was really doing some personal development work. Like I feel like that work has to be done before you just jump into business, because business will reveal a lot of those issues that you haven't worked on. So that's kind of what was happening for me simultaneously. And I was just going to networking events. I was just putting myself in spaces, and I heard people talking about, you need a circle. And it's just not something that I thought about. I was raised by a single mom. I'm like, shoot, she did it. I'm a strong, independent black woman. I don't need nobody. And it's like, no, you need people. Like we need to be connected, and we bring each other up together. And so that's information I came into really late in life. I didn't go to college, so I didn't have that benefit of like, connecting with people. So I feel like I was kind of challenged in that way, and it's kind of hindered me, I think, in a number of ways. But understanding now that I'm older, like, no, you need people.
You're defying the stereotype.
Yes.
The black strong stereotype.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you kind of just like, you graduated high school, you just like went to the real world.
Yeah, I just went to work.
What was your job?
So I started at I was at Kentucky Kingdom. That was like my first job.
Oh,
minimum wage was $5.50 an hour. You understand me? In the sun, hot.
Like, did they give y'all some water, Alicia? I mean, water.
No, we had to get our own water. So
what?
That was a struggle. So that was my first ever job. I worked at an in-home daycare, and then from there I went to Kroger. So every job that I've had, I advanced very quickly. I got up to like assistant grocery manager at Kroger.
Okay.
I was working third shift. Then I got pregnant, and so I left that job. I was out of work. I was out of work for a year, stayed home with my son, and then I went back into the workforce. You remember Dots?
I do remember Dots.
So I started working at Dots. I moved up very quickly at Dots. I went from a sales associate to store manager within like a year, 2 years.
What? Okay, girl, what you been doing? That's a job, child. They be talking about you on social media. They be like, I ain't working that hard, child.
So I moved up very quickly. So I was in management at Dots for years. And then right around when things started looking a little bleak, I was like, something ain't right with this company. I'm a leave. So I actually went to CVS, and then that same year Dots filed for bankruptcy.
What?
So I got out before all the craziness happened, thank God. So that was awesome. And then I was at CVS for a year. We got robbed.
Huh? Oh no, baby,
we got robbed at gunpoint at CVS. Then a week to the day, I was like, I'm gonna go back to work. It's not a big deal. I just had my daughter. She was a newborn, so I already was feeling like mom guilt being at work, but I'm like, I'm gonna push through. We got robbed. And then a week later, this guy calls like, put this money on this card, or there's bombs around your store. We got a bomb threat. And I'm like, at CVS? Like, it ain't that serious. So I quit.
Period. The gunpoint would have had me quit.
It was too much. Yeah, it was too much. So I quit. And so I was just a stay-at-home mom. And so from there, I have to be busy. I'm not a sit-still type person. So I was like, I gotta find something to do. So that's kind of how I started my business. Because I was like, I can't just be sitting at home.
What? Yeah. We need to trade places because baby, I've been at home.
No, it's just not my. I gotta be busy.
How many kids did you have at home with you though?
At that time, it was just 2. So I had my oldest, who was 6, and then my newborn.
But they were going to school.
Yes, my 6-year-old was going to school, and so I really just had the baby at home. And so I did that for a while. I didn't start my business until a year later. So I still had about a year, but I think that's my buffer. I give you a good year, just like I gotta do something.
Well, you stayed with the cake for 10 years, so
right. So yeah,
you found something.
Yes.
You just try things. You gotta find things. I was that girl for 2 before baby about to go. No, man, but yeah, you just try different things.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
I love that. I was going to ask you, what were some challenges that you had to deal with throughout these 10 years that It could be that it's because you're in a small town, or it could be something else like you talked about, kind of like mom guilt, like I know you have kids and different things like that. Yeah. So that could have been a challenge. But like kind of what are some of your challenges?
Yeah, so there's been a number of challenges. One, I like to say that I come from a challenged family dynamic. So, you know, I think that also kind of affects how we connect with people. Like trauma is serious, and it makes you want to kind of shut down and stay in your bubble. So I think that for me has been a challenge, like getting out, trusting people, connecting, because like I really want to stay in my bubble, like because I know my bubble's safe. Yeah. So that's part of it. And then I would also say like pricing, like making people pay you for stuff, like that was hard for me, because I realized, so I like to say I'm a recovering people pleaser, because it was an issue, like telling people no, like people hit me up and be like, let me get a discount, and I'll just be like, okay, like giving stuff away for free. And so I really, that was one of the biggest challenges for me to overcome, like taking the emotion out of pricing and like being able to charge my worth, charge your worth. Okay, if you running a business, whatever you're doing, if it's food, clothes, whatever you're doing, charge your worth. That's so important.
Okay, that's good. Taking the emotion out of pricing. Yeah. I do like that. That's good. And then the first one you were saying about the bubble and like trying to get over that kind of like trauma within that. Did you notice that like at the beginning, or it just kind of like happened throughout the time?
No, I did notice it at the beginning, because that's kind of, again, when I was doing that personal kind of work, and I realized, man, I'm really affected by my childhood experience, and I didn't realize that I was still operating as that traumatic child. And so it was affecting my ability to connect with people, like one-on-one, like I used to dread stuff like this. I used to literally not be able to talk to people one-on-one. I could do group setting. Listen, we can all 10 talk, because then I can kind of just shrink in while y'all take over. But one-on-one used to really scare me. And it's like, because I've been so afraid to connect with people. So it was definitely affecting me. And so, I mean, I ain't out the woodworks. I still got a lot of, I'm still doing work. So I've learned a lot about myself and just how to change some of those responses, because I think in a lot of ways we all kind of operate, our brain, like trauma alters our brain chemistry. I've done a lot of research on this and like studying, like it literally alters your brain, and your brain starts functioning as it's still in danger. And so you literally have to train your brain, like, hey, I'm not in danger anymore, that trauma is not happening. And so it's a lot of, it's like a lot of work. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Were you like the youngest? Are you the oldest? Or
I like to say I'm the middle child, but I don't know if that's really true, because I got an older sister, then it's me. My brother's the middle child, because then I got a little brother, and then 2 little sisters, but then 3 little sisters, because I told you she had one.
You did say that. So it's 6 kids?
6 kids. Really, it's a lot. It's 7. Okay.
Oh, 7. I see 7. So like you're in like kind of the middle. You're in the middle.
Yeah.
You're in the middle. Yeah. Okay. I just hear a lot of people talk about like being like the oldest daughter or whatever, different things that come with it. So that's why I was really asking.
Oh yeah, but
you're in the middle. You're kind of in the middle. So you kind of get, I guess, 2 different things. Or nothing, because they said the middle child is, you know.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm technically not the middle child. It'll be my brother, and his experience was rough. But I did kind of get the experience of, you know, being a big sister, but then also being a little sister. And so that helps me with my own kids, because I'm like, listen, y'all can't tell me I was both. I was a big sister and a little sister, and I know. So
like, do not play. That's funny. What are some things you wish you knew before you started? Your
goodness.
business?
I wish I knew more about finances. So coming from my background, single parent, you know, she did the very best that she could. There was just a lot of understanding and knowledge that we didn't get. We didn't get it in school. There was no financial literacy. This is how you need to structure your life. So financially, I think even going into starting my life, there was a lot that I just did not know. And then the way that translates to business looks very different than, you know, personal finances too. So I wish I would have known more about how to structure that.
Oh, that makes sense. Finances, I feel like that's a big one, because, you know, some people start businesses and it's just off of passion, or just off of,
I just jumped in. I was like,
just off of passion, just off of things, and you know, you don't have different things to know. Like you don't know kind of what you don't know. But I said that was a big one. And speaking about like your family, and you were saying how you moved and stuff like that, how were they supportive about like you starting your business, or were they like not kind of supportive?
Yeah. One thing I would say about my family, one of the best things they did for me early on, like I went to them after my daughter's birthday and I had like all the good feelings. I was like, can I make all y'all's birthday cakes? I was like, can I do all the birthday cakes for my nieces and nephews? I'll do it for free. Y'all don't have to buy no cakes. Y'all don't have to worry about anything. Y'all just tell me what y'all want. And they were like, cool. So I got in so much practice because I was new, had no idea what I was doing. So they got bad cakes, bad tasting cakes. And so they really got to be my guinea pigs very early on. And so that was, I feel like they really poured into me by allowing me to do that, because that allowed me to get experience under my belt very quickly. Yeah.
Who would you say it plays the biggest role in your success?
I feel like my husband has been very helpful. So he bought me my first little cake thing, and so I'm bad with
Thank you so much for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you rate it, make sure you leave us a review, and also follow us on all our social media platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I will talk to you next week. Bye.
And then also the mindset shift. Like I would say that has been key, and I still struggle, but switching your mindset that's what you got to do. You got to, yeah.
Okay, so mindset. Yes. Mindset, God, and basically your man. So,
right.
I'm never gonna know God, but that's good. So it's like you're like spiritual, then it's like having a good partner, someone who believes in you and invests in you. That's what I'll be saying. That is good for the girlies who are dreamers. Like having a man that is invested in you and your success.
Yeah.
Is everything.
Yeah.
So and then of course your mindset. So that's good. I like that. So we talked about it all, dream chasing, creating stuff, and like 10 years ago now, I don't really know what's happening 10 years ago. Well, maybe like social media was out there, but it wasn't as big.
No, for sure it wasn't.
And you were just getting started, different things like that. But now you're saying like you're married, you have kids, you have your business. How do you balance like creating content, posting on social media, and networking?
So it's a lot. One of the things I've learned is I can't remember how it's called. I feel like it's like intentional imbalance is what it's called. And so I feel like I have also done like a lot of negative self-talk, which is something I'm always constantly working on. Because sometimes if you feel like you're not doing a good job, you can be really hard on yourself. And so understanding that I have to have a plan. Maybe I'm not going to be able to have all the laundry done this month because I'm focused on X, Y, Z. And so understanding that some things are not going to look as good as you want it to look. That's like intentional imbalance. Like I'm purposefully not doing the laundry, so I don't have to be hard on myself because I'm going to be beefing up this area. So I think that's been helpful. But then also like just understanding that I'm human, like giving myself grace, I think has been huge, because like I'll go 7 days and I'll post and I'm like, killed that, schedule my posts, like got them up. And then like I'll have 2 days where I'm just like I feel drained, and it's like I need to rest. And then it's like sometimes I feel bad, like, oh, I didn't do it. It's like, no, like you got to give yourself grace. You're doing a lot. There's a lot on your plate. And so I think sometimes I just kind of talk back to those feelings and just remind myself that I'm doing the very best that I can do. But so it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm a schedule girl. I try to plan as much as I can, but sometimes things don't go to plan. So.
Because I know any host events and things like that. Do you have help, or like do you have people who have you thought about getting someone to like manage your social media or something like that?
I've thought about that. I have an intern, and we're supposed to be starting our works together soon, so that's going to be good. I do have volunteers that come. They get to decorate cakes for free. So if you want to volunteer with me, hit me up. So for my volunteers, I let them come in. They get to work with me. They help me set up, tear down, all that stuff, and then they get to join the cake decorating class. So I try to give back however I can. So it's like a mutually beneficial thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I think I do remember you like looking for an intern, or you announced your intern. Yeah, that's really cool. So do you feel like you are successful in what you are doing?
Yes. So one thing I have learned is to not let anybody else define what success is.
Yes, you're
like I get to say what success looks like for me, and so that's me posting. Listen, I'm a success. I posted that. So I would definitely say I'm successful for sure.
Yes, that's good. Do you feel like you saw yourself here where you're at 10 years ago?
No. So I had such a full circle moment. I was at the Kentucky Center for the Arts. So, we talked about that a little bit. I'm doing those classes. So
yes.
I'm going to be doing more classes. And I just had this moment of, whoa, like I was telling my story when I was there. And I was like, I literally started with a birthday cake for my daughter. And I am at Kentucky Center for the Arts.
Yeah, literally downtown.
Teaching other people like how to do this. So that was such a wow moment for me. And I'm just grateful. And, I'm obviously not where I want to be yet. There's so much more that I want to do. There's so much more money, obviously, that I want to make, right?
Period. Okay.
So, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm so grateful. Like, this journey has been crazy. It's been bumpy, but man, look how far I've come. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, no, I was just going to say, I had a moment where I was like, girl, I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Like, I literally had to say it out loud, because sometimes you may not have nobody to say that to you. So be able to celebrate yourself. I was like, I'm proud of you, girl. Look at you.
Yeah, celebrate your own wins.
Yes.
People don't really see the late nights, the hard time you balance and everything like that. So yes, you are in Kentucky Performing Arts Center. That's downtown Louisville. Okay, baby. They be having people down there. It's you can have a play down there. So you're teaching a class in the one of the rooms or something.
Yeah, it's like a lobby area, north lobby. So it's yeah,
that is so cool. That's so cool. So what would you want to tell yourself in 10 years?
Ooh. That's a great question. I would tell myself that even in 10 years, you still don't know. Like, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more in you. There's so much more for you to do. You're amazing. You killed it. Girl, look back. Look where you came from. Okay, you are amazing. You're doing a great job. And just keep doing it. There's so many people that need what you have in you. And just keep going, girl.
Yes, because I'll be 2035, period. Okay. What you say? These are franchises. That's what you said you wanted.
Come on, franchise.
You said you want to franchise in stores and everything.
Yes.
Do you feel like there's something that you want to do, I don't know, by the end of 2026 or something like that? Do you feel like you have a dream that you want to do?
There's a lot. There's so much that I have, so many ideas that I want to put out. I really want to be able, by 2026, I want to have hired somebody. I want to be able to give somebody a job. For me, that's going to be so, I'm paying you.
Yes.
Creating, I'm out here creating jobs for the community. That's what I want. That's what I want. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Come on. Entrepreneur to, CEO, but what is it called when you have employees? I don't even know, because I don't got no money. A boss. Yeah, right. A boss with some employees. Okay, period. Love that. Okay, so that was good. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let us know how you are doing with your dream chasing in your small town. Or if you're not in a small town, you have heard everything from our first dream chaser. So we're going to go into our next topic, which is called Digital Dilemma. And so we're going to do myths versus reality about entrepreneurs on social media.
Yeah.
So you're going to kind of tell me if it is a myth or if it is kind of a reality kind of, and I'll just give a little scenario, right? So you need social media to be an entrepreneur.
I would say that's a myth.
Okay, so you don't think you need social media.
You do not need social media. I think that what social media does is it builds credibility. But a lot of what we see on social media is not true. And so that's why I would say you don't necessarily need it. I think there are certain types of businesses that if you have social media, obviously there is a benefit. But there are people out here killing it that are not on social media.
Okay.
Millionaires making money. So,
That's true. That I think it personally depends on what your business
Absolutely,
is.
Yeah.
So, but I would kind of agree.
Yeah.
So this is kind of dealing, I guess I would say haters or whatever. It's kind of dealing with trolls online. I don't know how you deal with it, or if you feel like you have haters online, I should say. Do you feel like that's a myth, or you think that's reality?
That's reality.
Okay.
I still think they're bots. Sometimes I don't even know if these are real people, but I had a video go viral last year. It got over 1 million views.
Period.
And when I say the hatred, the moment something goes viral, it's negativity pours in. I had so many people saying so many things, and at first I was like, honey, because these thumbs can go to war.
Okay, back and forth.
Right. I was like, wait a minute. let me reel it in. And so what I started doing was realizing that every time somebody comments, they're pushing my video out further and further and further. So I'll reply to their comments, but I'll reply for, oh my gosh, thank you. You should watch the next video. Thank you. Did you see the next one? Did you see this video? Period. So I had to switch it up, but just realize every time somebody comments something with negativity, they're literally making your video go further.
Changing your mindset.
Yeah.
Period. I love that. Okay. Following equals success or money.
Okay, say that.
So like your social media following equals success or equal money? Yeah. Myth or reality?
I think it could be either or. I would say it does not. So I would say that's a myth. Because there are a lot of people, like I have a lot of followers on my Facebook. But it's like, where y'all at? Because y'all don't be responding. Y'all don't be saying nothing.
You post on Facebook more than Instagram, or do you?
I think it's about equal. Okay. Like it's about the same. Yeah. So, but I have more people on Facebook. And so sometimes people just follow just to watch. Yeah. And so that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make money. Now it could mean you're making money on Facebook, but not necessarily from those people or in your business. I see what you're saying, yeah. So, yeah. It's
like you're making it on social media, but that doesn't mean that it's technically like them following you and they're pouring into
exactly, yeah.
Okay. You don't need a 9-to-5 while like chasing your dream or something like that. Is that a myth or reality?
That's a good one. I would say that's a myth. And I feel like that can be either or too. Going into my business, I was not very smart. Okay, I don't recommend that. I just kind of jumped in. And so the good thing about my kind of business is there's not a lot of upfront costs. So there wasn't a lot that I had to kind of put in. I didn't have to buy a bunch of equipment and things like that. So it was an easy kind of jump in. But some businesses, you need a lot of stuff at the outset. And so if you don't have savings, if you don't have money or a loan that you're ready to pour into your business, get a job. Yeah. Okay. But also at the same time, there are people who have, if you got the hustle mentality and you have the grit to get out there and make it happen, you made out. And so I feel like it could be like either or.
Yeah. I feel like kind of what we were saying earlier, like it does depend on your business. Because low-key, like you can charge somebody whatever, like $7,500, and you can kind of go get your stuff. Yeah. You don't already have to have it.
Exactly.
Which that's a better business than if you have like, I need this to create that. Yeah. So yeah, okay. Everyone being a 6-figure owner, like 6 figures, like that's what, you know, entrepreneurship, you get 6 figures.
No, so I would say you, like we said already, you define success. And so everybody don't want to make 6 figures. Nope. I mean, more power to you, I do, but like everybody may not want that. And like people say more money, more problems, and I don't necessarily think it's more problems, it's more responsibility, right? And so you have to be more responsible. You have much more that you have to manage. And so some people don't want to manage a lot of things. And so maybe they don't need to strive for that. Like just work where you at. Like I feel like everybody is a leader, no matter if you're the janitor, if you're the owner of the business, like you're leading from where you are. So don't try to look at what somebody else says success is. Like you say what it is for yourself. Yeah.
Well, also not every, but a lot of people online, like on Instagram, like I'm a 6-figure entrepreneur, I'm a 6-figure film or whatever. So like I feel like people say all the time, and I'm like, I think that's me. I don't think everybody
is
making 6 figures.
No. Definitely not.
So, yeah. The last one is you have to move to LA, Atlanta, or New York to be able to chase your dreams.
I would say that's a myth. I do think there are benefits depending on what business you have. Obviously, like if you're in here, maybe Atlanta could be a good spot for you. But I think that again, you have to lead where you are. Like everybody starts somewhere. And so there's so many great people that have come from Louisville. There's so many great businesses that have been founded in Louisville. And so you have to have enough belief in what you're doing, because I feel like a lot of times it's just you don't believe enough. And when you don't get the support that you think you're supposed to get, it makes you, it challenges your belief and it makes you feel like giving up. One thing I've decided, and this is what I tell myself, I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. If you don't show up, I'm going to do it anyway. If you don't support, I'm gonna do it anyway. And so like we have to have that as an entrepreneur. You have to be willing to look crazy. That's what think about like everybody that's done something great. They look stupid, they look crazy to their family, like to the people that were surrounding them. And it's like you have to be willing to be made fun of. You gotta be willing to be mocked for your belief, because that's where it starts at. Everybody that was doing something, somebody was like, that's a stupid idea. Don't do it. It's not gonna be successful. I have people say that to me. You should give up.
Really?
That's not gonna work.
What'd you tell them back?
I said, well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay. Period. You see this? Yeah, that's for you, user 857.
Literally.
That's that blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's good, though, when you said like, you have to be able to, like, you know, say, I'm going to do it anyway, something like that. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I felt too, or whatever. But also, I was going to add, and you also kind of have to be ready to pivot.
Oh, yeah,
too,
for sure. Yeah. I mean, COVID was a pivot. Mm-hmm. You know, like, everybody had to pivot. So there's going to be things along the way, like even me adding teaching as a component of my business. Because when I first started, I'm like, babe, I'm about to make bank just selling cakes. I'm about to be out, you know, I'm a dough dealer. I'm going to sell cakes. But no, like, so I had to find a way to add elements of my business that can get me the kind of revenue that I want. And so it's not just going to come through cakes. Maybe it's going to come through classes, online things, whatever. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, while we kind of talk about the money within the dream, I don't know if you remember how much it started, like how much you started with. Do you remember like how much like it took for you to start your dream?
You mean like how much money or
yeah? Like how much money? Yeah.
I think my first little the thing my husband got me maybe was like, I feel like it was under $100.
Okay.
So it was a very low entry point. And then I had a hand mixer. Yeah. Like, it was like $20. $25.
Mixing it with your hands.
That's literally all I had. And then I ain't had to buy no oven. You know, all this stuff is standard in the house. So everything, I just kind of went into it. I taught myself and I just kept learning and kept growing.
Did you take classes or were you on YouTube?
No, I got on YouTube a little bit, but I had been watching Food Network for years. Kind of stalking Food Network. And so some stuff I kind of knew just from like terminology and things like that from watching. And then I did use YouTube a little bit. But a lot of stuff was just trial and error, burning stuff, messing stuff up.
I'm cracking up. That is so funny. Yeah. Well, I was asking because usually like with dream chasers, you know, people are like, get a bag, get the money, different things like that. And you just kind of made a point. You're like, okay, I'm going to get all this money from cakes. And I don't know if that wasn't fulfilling to you or you just feel like you had to add teaching, but you kind of step into like, well, that's 2 streams of income. And people say like to be a millionaire, you have to have 7 streams of income. People try to do with different things.
Exactly.
But like, you're like, doing the baseline, like you have the cakes, you're doing decorating. Now you're teaching. That's another stream of income. I don't know what other stream of income you want, but it's like you're building on those stream of income.
Yeah. So. And you can do that within your business. Like, and that's what the thing, like people will make you feel like you got to give up on what you're doing. No, you may have to pivot. What can I add to my business? You need multiple streams of income. Like your business should be like a tree. There should be multiple branches that's reaching out to different people. Yeah.
Do you feel like the teaching has overtaken the cake? Like
that's kind of my goal, honestly, because I love to teach. I still love making cakes, obviously, and still doing stuff like that. But I feel like there's so much more impact that I can have through teaching, whether it's through like low cost classes or some of the things that I do. And then, you know, my own like full blown classes. My hope is to like, my big goal is to have my own actual studio where people can literally come in any time of day and learn. Like that's what I want to do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're like, forget making the cakes for the people.
No. Like I'm still gonna make your cakes because I'm gonna try to come by.
You want to make the cakes, yes. You want to come by, but you want to be able to have people to come and you can have classes like in your own thing. Okay, that's kind of that is really, really cool. Okay. Well, that was good. I like the digital dilemma. So for the last segment, it's the postcard segment. So we always want to leave something real, raw, relatable for the listeners. Okay. So, you know, it's like kind of you're signing a postcard. For this one, I wanted to ask you, what advice would you give someone past just like start, like, you know, just start, about chasing their dream if they are in a small town, or even if they're really not in a small town, but they just want to like, you know, have a dream that they want to chase.
Your belief in yourself is number one, period. Like, I think that one of the things that I struggled with when I first started, I wanted other people to believe with me. But the thing other people struggle with is they believe what they see. So you have to believe what you cannot see. So your belief in yourself is king, period. So whatever your dream is, whatever you're working on, even if you started, stop, again, like whatever it is, keep your belief in yourself. And I'm telling you, you're going to get to where you want to get to.
Oh, that's great. Believing in yourself. That's kind of what you have to do. Yes. One advice that I would give to people, what I was thinking, beyond just start is, I would say kind of like networking or researching. So like if you want to do something, kind of research about it. Like if you want to go on YouTube, research it. If you're in a small town, kind of see what is in your town that can help you kind of level up whatever you want to do, or even research someone in your small town that's doing what you're doing.
Yes,
I would say to do that as well too. And just like, don't be afraid, and use social media as a leverage, because you are in a small town. You leverage your social media is what I would say as well too. So that's a couple things that I would say there. I hope you all enjoy this episode. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check it out. Before you leave, I want you to tell everyone where to follow you at. Anything you have that you know you want to share with the people.
Yes, so you can follow me on all platforms at Pink Batter Studio. So I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We do have a class coming up August 31st. It's called Paint to Pastry. So I'm partnering with Maria Davis from Kindling Studios. She's awesome. She does amazing work. So we would love to see you at that class. You can get your tickets. The link is in my bio on Instagram, so you can hop over there and grab your tickets. And I would love to create with you.
Oh, okay, sorry. We might need to do that one over because it's not going to be up for August.
Oh, okay.
Can you have that last part? Yes, it's not.
You can just cut that out.
I'm going to cut, but if you have something else to say. Before I was like, dang, I said it. Yes. Okay, so we're just going to put that last part out.
Okay.
And then you can say it again, but...
So say my handles again.
Say your handles,
okay.
And then say I don't know if you have anything
like a parting words.
Yeah, just
okay. No, you're fine.
Because I was like, oh snaps, I said that wrong, but yeah.
Okay. So you can follow us on all platforms at Pink Batter Cake Studio. So we're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We're also on Pinterest too. So you can follow us on all those platforms. Keep up with the things that we're doing. We got a lot of cool announcements and things that we're going to be putting out. And I love what you said about connecting and research. And so there's so many free resources in Louisville. We may be a small city, but we have a lot of free resources out there. So I just want to kind of echo that. Like, get out there, research, connect with some people, get you some free learning. YouTube University is also free. So make sure you do that.
That's the only why I moved back to Louisville, but that's not my story time. But yeah,
right,
resources. Yeah. I do want to ask you, I forgot, did you name your own studio Pink Batter Studio?
Yes, so that's a really good question. So I changed my name of my business in November of last year.
Oh, okay.
So we were Deshae's Cakes and Treats at first. Deshae is my middle name and my daughter's middle name, so we share a middle name.
Oh,
but nobody could ever say it. And they were like, is that French? Like, what is that? And so I felt like that hindered people sharing. And so I'm like, we got to change that. So
is pink your favorite color?
No.
Oh, okay. The batter is for the cake.
Right.
Okay.
Pink is just like fun, vibrant, like those are the vibes we get.
Love it. Okay, and then you want a studio. So period, put it all together. I love it. I meant to ask you that earlier, but I forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah, if this is your first time tuning in the Black Girls Den podcast, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube. We post every Wednesday, and on any podcast platform that you are using. If you are a dream chaser, make sure you comment below and tell us what dream you are chasing so we can support you. So thank y'all so much. Have a great day or night whenever you're listening to this episode. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Black Girls Den Podcast. Make sure you follow us on all social medias, leave us a review, and also rate us. See you next week.